Hello friends, again Sunday, it's time to talk about spiritualism, and at the beginning of this video itself, let me make a very humble request to those people. Maybe there are many who are not interested or they don't have a belief, and that's perfectly fine. But those who resonate, who understand, who are experiencing some changes in them, then they may continue to watch this video. Now today, I shall be dealing with the most important thing, that when spiritualism or the activities associated, when it starts happening in your life, what is the triggering point? How does it happen? That's what I want to discuss with you today. See, we need to understand that we human, we have a language. We have been trained that if you have supposed to get any message, it has to be through a written form or verbal, through mail or whatever it is. And the universe has got a very different way of communicating with us, because they are not into the linear, in the linear form. They are into the fourth and the fifth dimension. So I'm going to discuss at the very, very early stage what happens in your life and why it happens at the first place. You know what I have seen, and because I've gone through, and I'm very blessed that I've gone through all this. And initially, I couldn't understand. And I thought that everything is collapsing in my life. I don't know what's happening around me. It took me a long time to understand or get the messages, to be very frank. But let me give you some of the first few reasons why spiritualism or spirituality sets into you. See, what happens is, there are some events in your life that would lead to a spiritual awakening. This has to be understood very, very carefully. Number one, death in your family and death of a person whom you are very much attached to. This is the first indication, or the event that triggers or takes you to that on that path. Second, I would say you yourself have been through a near to death experience, and you have recovered from a very chronic and a very long, traumatic conditions. Third is birth of a child, and especially if the birth of the child has been very, very problematic. Like you were asked whether to save the mother or the child, or some people who are born, unfortunately, have given birth to a stillborn baby. Now, baby has come into the life, has come out of your womb. Again, it's an indication. It just wanted to talk something, just a message to you. Next event could be that you have a domestic, the domestic unhappiness, which leads to conflicts to the level where you decide to take divorce, or you feel like that this relationship is not going anywhere. Which I personally call that it is the end of a karmic cycle with someone. You have settled the account with the person. and other related traumatic conditions in your life. Now these are what I call as, jolts in your life, where you feel, oh, what God is doing to you. But then again, the same statement which I've been repeatedly saying, is the destruction is an indication of something being very constructive in your life. Now, what happens? Okay, event happened, and you feel that, okay, I spiritually, it will not happen that, okay, one fine morning you get up and say, oh, I am a spiritual person. No. You will start getting mild and very mild indications, like, for some reason or the other, at least twice or thrice, or maybe too often, you get up or you are woken up between 3 o'clock and 3:30 in the morning. And you don't even know why. And you again go back to sleep. You start experiencing vivid dreams. Next, you start disassociating or disconnecting with people, with your old friends, with your college friends, with whom you used to be constantly on Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever medium could be. All of a sudden, you feel that you are not very comfortable in a crowded place. Even if it is, you have been to a party, a wedding, a ceremony, or whatever you call. Next, you constantly complain about migraine pain. And when this migraine pain happens, it doesn't happen like, when you have been to a crowded place, or one of your friend or any one of your associate or colleague opens up in front of you about his or her personal life, which is going through a turmoil. And you are a good listener, you listen and you put a suggestion or advice in front of the person. And you don't even come to know that you have, by this, you have healed the person, but what you have done is you have pulled or attracted some negativity of that person into you. And so, the migraine pain. I'll give you the remedies also of all these things happening also. Next is, you start getting some sensation of like, somebody is touching you, like especially at your third eye. You start feeling like something is like, some insect or something is like, there's a tickling over here. And you always feel there's something tickling over here at your crown chakra, just a little above 3 to 4 inches above you start feeling a little heavy. You start experiencing hair fall, and believe me, I almost thought that I was going to lose all my hair. I used to comb and my hair used to fall like anything. You will get the hair back, so don't worry about it. Next sign or symptom could be gaining weight. In spite of doing whatever exercise you can, following whatever pattern you want to follow, diet plans, hitting the gym, cycling, jogging, swimming, it will not work and you will start putting on weight. All of a sudden you will find some rashes on your body, and I am still getting it. And I believe in something like, I'm sorry, but then it is not a very this thing, but you can see a rash over here if you don't feel. I always get rashes over here, some rash over here, and when I go to the dermatologist or a skin specialist, says unable to understand. Medical conditions like anxiety, depression, sulking, palpitation, sweating, and when you go to the doctor, and you must go to doctor. Okay, this is a disclaimer from me. You must see a doctor. Doctor says all your reports are normal. You start getting, see, like I am sitting in this room. The temperature of this room has to be 1. But all of a sudden I start feeling that, something has just moved, and I feel a chill, maybe this side, or wherever it is. And you are like, something happens to you. Or you start getting in your ears or something, hot flash, push, and you feel, what's wrong with you? You start getting very close to nature. You start planting trees, talking to the trees, plants, shrubs, and so on. You dislike karmic foods. Like, for example, if you are a non-veg eater, there is no restriction. You can follow it. But all of a sudden, you yourself will feel, now enough, I just cannot, because you have a dislike for that food, and you become not a vegan, but at least you become a vegetarian. Now all these indication is giving you a fair amount of idea that, okay, this is the first step, as if you have just joined a school and you are into a playgroup, or maybe into the, nursery or something like that. There is a lot to cover now. There's a long way to go. And some people call me and they say that, Ricky, all of a sudden I don't feel. These activities have stopped. On this particular question of yours, I'm going to make a video where I'll say that there is always a recess period, a sabbatical. I'm not trying to push on you that you have to believe in angels, but yes, there is some angels you cannot see, you can only experience. You will feel that even if you're sitting all by yourself alone in the house, in your room, you always feel there is some energy behind me. Someone is there. And sometimes you feel it is not there. And you start getting, I think I've lost my spiritualism. Oh, that doesn't happen. It's a recess period for you, because this is something I'm going to talk about. You start losing interest in meditation. Meditation also will go for a toss for some time. But everything will come back. The divine knows what should be the speed, how rapid can you take it, and how to raise your level, day by day, month by month, year by year. So friend, this is all that I wanted to talk to you today in this video, through this video. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a like. Click on the notification bell icon as well, and subscribe to my channel. And those who have got these symptoms, I would like to congratulate them and welcome them to this family. And there is a lot to share, there is a lot to talk about it. My experiences, my studies, how my experiences, how I have encountered these angels, repetitive numbers, messages, how I have worked on it, how I have changed myself, how I have become very composed, calm. There are so many changes in me, believe me. Thanks a lot. Take care. Good night.